Oh, hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Here is the Knight of Cups. Very, very nice. This is a card that asks, when's the last time you told somebody you loved them? You know, how are your relationships with your people? Okay, I feel like you're somebody who's very expressive. I feel like you're probably the person that gives really good gifts and really good hugs. You know, I feel like you're very good at how you communicate your feelings to people. You know, the people that you care about, they know. They know you care about them. And I find that, you know, maybe you hadn't always been this way in life. You know, maybe this is something that's sort of been happening more recently. And I don't know if there was some sort of turning point in your life where you just kind of made it a point to be like, I'm going to start really like expressing myself in that way, you know? And I feel like you do it not just through words like saying, hey, I love you, but the way you show people that you care. Okay. And I feel as if this has changed your life. When you start to express your positive emotions and you tell people and show people how you feel, even if just kindness to strangers, random acts of kindness, you know, just holding the door for people, smiling at people, you know, helping somebody pick something up that they may have dropped or whatever it might be. You know, a compliment to somebody, right? Any of these little things, they make a big, big difference in your life, you know? And so I think that you've sort of discovered this, and I think that you're trying to implement this more and more into your life about how you can just start connecting with people. And I think even once you start doing this, you're going to start connecting with people that you probably never would have like had a conversation with. And maybe this is even going to lead to some other things, opening the door for other things. Suddenly start talking to somebody, find out that, you know, you have a lot in common. Maybe it opens up a romantic door or opens up a professional door even. Yeah. Let's take a look at some other cards. Let's see what's going on with this energy. We've got, there it is, an ace, the opportunity. It opened up a door. It made you realize that there's a path you can take. And this might be talking about a career or financial or some sort of worldly ambition doorway or opportunity. All right. 10 of Cups. Oh, the Star. Very nice. The Libra energy, the adjustment card. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, that's good stuff. 10 of Wands. 2 of Cups. Maybe this is opening up many, many doors for you. There is the Prince of Wands and a Knight of Wands, kind of saying, hey, when these doorways open, you're taking them. You're not hesitating. You're not being reluctant. You're not saying, well, I don't know if I should. You know what we don't see here? I'll give you a second to look at it while I put these cards away. What do we not see here? Okay, I'll give you one moment to look. There's no air. There's no swords. There's nothing in your mind that says, well, maybe I shouldn't, you know, maybe I don't, maybe no one wants me to smile at them, you know. This is like, you know, you don't have any doubts that you're in this sort of, and especially with the 2 of Cups in the position of the environment, it's you're just out here being yourself and really just giving people who you are. And your mind is not interfering with that through questioning yourself, doubting, and, you know, maybe I'm too shy to talk to people, or, you know, maybe they don't really want me to ask how their day's going, or, you know, make a joke about all the different choices of cereal in the grocery store. Maybe people don't want to talk, I don't think any of that's going on. We don't have any of those swords cards here. There's no doubt in your mind. I think it's just flow. It's just love. It's just connection. That Two of Cups is connecting with people on that one-on-one basis. Doesn't mean necessarily, romantically or anything, but it's literally just having an interaction that a spontaneous sort of almost just kind of a spur of the moment, kind of improvised, right? Flow, relationship with people, and interaction just in the moment, And maybe there was a time where you used to kind of be in your head and you think, okay, well, I'm going to walk up to them, I'm going to stand like this, and I'm going to say hi, and then then I'll say some other stuff, and like you kind of rehearse it and you say it, and then of course when you get up to that person, you kind of fumble through it and it's whatever. But I think now you're just sort of being led by your imagination, by your heart, by your spirit, by your gut, your intuition, And I think it's leading you to a lot more opportunities that you would have maybe overthought in the past and missed out on them. Yeah. Anyway, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot. And we're just going to set it down over here. We're going to put Danny the Turtle, a.k.a. Tortuga, right there on top of that card. I don't know if that's going to be their name or not, but for now, I think that's an okay name. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. All right. If you have a prediction for that card, though, put it down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's exercise our intuition. Okay. Okay, let's look around the room here. Major and major. We got these two major arcana energies. And they're interesting because they're both air. We've got Aquarius and we've got Libra. Okay? So it's not like you're totally devoid of thought. We don't have any swords, which is good. But we do have air. We've got this sort of spiritual air, the divine light with the star card kind of showing you who you are and why you're here, right? You're sort of being led by the starlight into all sorts of interactions, down all sorts of different doorways and corridors and encounters that you wouldn't have had otherwise, right? You're sort of following the star now, but you also have this higher discernment. You have this sort of this ability to judge, this ability to make intelligent connections. Like this is kind of the card of networking. That you're able to sort of parlay these spontaneous encounters with people into actual relationships. And I think that there is some kind of, I feel like there's some kind of a employment or job or career or financial opportunity that's being born of this sort of new approach to people that you have. Okay? So we've got our major arcana cards. We do have fire, fire, and fire. We've got water, water, and water. And we've got our earth energies. So it's kind of like this water energy is opening up these doorways where you can, if you take advantage of them with confidence, with the fire, if you put your will into them, they will manifest in a very good way for you, right? So Spirit is prompting you into a more watery way of life. The water is opening up these fiery doorways that are leading to a good sort of earthly success, whether it's financial, whether it's something, career related or creative sort of projects or groups that you might be associating with, just opportunities in your horizontal life, taking you places that you never would have been before, opening up a lot of possibilities. All right. And that's what the Ace of Pentacles is. It's kind of like these are each, it's an individual doorway. These are, I think, a lot of pathways being opened up for you. And it's still an ace. It's still like a seed. There's so many of them. There's just, let's say there's seeds everywhere strewn across the ground. We don't know which ones are going to really blossom or sprout and grow and blossom and bear fruit. right? But you plant enough seeds. You put yourself out there. You connect, even just for a moment, with as many people as you can, kind of spontaneously and that sort of thing. You're planting a lot of seeds. And there are a few of these seeds that I think are going to really grow into tremendous opportunities. Some of these seeds are going to sprout and grow and blossom and bear fruit. And that's the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Now, it may take time. Okay. But you're not doing this just for that. You're not doing it for just to think, well, I'm going to go around, I'm going to be nice to everybody. And then kind of we got a Mr. Burns thing going. And then, they're gonna offer me a job, or then I'm gonna get what I want, and it's kind of this sinister sort of energy. It doesn't feel like that because of the Ten of Cups down beneath everything. And you're doing this in a genuine way. Doing it in the way that when you reach out and you are kind to people and you treat people with respect and you are open and spontaneous and you're just saying hi and you're not being too shy or you're not worried about stuff. You're just being you out in the world. It is creating a better world. It's creating a better life for yourself. It feels satisfying. Right? It's sort of like you put in the effort to be kind to people, and then the universe is just kind of showering you with love and kindness and blessings too. It really comes back to you in a tremendous way. So I like that we have that Ten of Cups, because it's really about you having a better experience of the world. It's not so much about the practical or financial benefits or opportunities that are going to come through this. Okay, that's not the objective, really. It's a nice little bonus, The Ten of Cups is that fullness of life, and I think you're really experiencing much more fullness of life. Life generally feels better and feels more satisfying when you're just kind of like, I think you're smiling more. Honestly, I do. And it's making me smile more, and then it's making me awkward because I'm looking at myself in the monitor. So there's just a certain satisfaction, a deeper feeling of meaning in life. And I think through this way, this Tao sort of thing, the way that you're interacting with people. And the Star card in the past position, I think you've done a lot of spiritual work. I think this is maybe talking about a spiritual breakthrough that happened fairly recently for you, where maybe, because the Star is twofold. First phase of the Star, the light comes in. We allow the light in to illuminate what's going on within us, shows us what's within our soul, our psyche, our heart and mind, right? Shows us where our blockages are, shows us where our buttons are, shows us where the knots of karma are inside of us so that we can work on it, because these are blockages, right? And I think maybe yours was related to the Swords cards, maybe to the doubt, maybe there was some shyness, maybe there was some second guessing, maybe there was too much planning, there was too many mind, right? Too many minds about everything, about your interactions, right? Your sort of social existence, maybe, right? And I think you've started to do the work to recognize that. And that brings about phase 2, which is when the light then starts to spill out into the world, onto the sidewalk, right? And we just kind of follow it, Follow the light, follow the light. And I think it's bringing you into all of these other encounters and interactions and spontaneous meetings and just these random acts of kindness and just these, even if it's just a very brief thing at the coffee shop, or if it's starting a whole conversation with somebody at the library because you're both reaching for the same book or something, right? Rather than just kind of like backing away, kind of shy about it, you're just like, hey, I was here first, or something. It starts a conversation. When you both realize kind of what book it is and whatever. And I think that's progress, right? And it's a work that's going to continue. Just because there are no Swords cards now doesn't mean we won't get one in the mystery card under our friend Danny here. Not Danny Carey, by the way, the other Danny. And not, or maybe in the extended too, we'll get some swords card. It doesn't mean it's over, but it means we've made some progress on that stage 1, that we brought about stage 2. Now we still have to do the stage 1 work, and we still have to allow Spirit to show us where our other buttons are, or when those knots sort of start to form again, we got to work on those tangles, right? Karma and etc. So it's an ongoing process. But the more we do phase 1, the more we experience phase 2. And we see that Spirit is guiding us into all of these new experiences. Yeah. And some of those are the seeds that are going to grow, sprout and grow and flower and blossom and bear fruit. Or whatever order it is. I don't know the order. And up here is interesting because you've got this sort of higher discernment. You've got an ability, I think it's sort of natural to Gemini, that you have the other, obviously you've got the air signs in your reading today. You've got this ability to really know a good thing when you see it. You have the ability to weigh the importance of things for you. And it doesn't mean that every encounter, that everybody that smiles at you is going to have this wonderful job to give you, Like you're able to really, to gauge the importance or the significance of these things. And some of them are going to feel, to your higher mind, your higher discernment, much more significant than others. It's kind of like which one of these seeds are most likely to grow and sprout and flower and bear fruit or whatever. And so maybe you give a little bit more attention to those particular ones that are, like these are the people that you're going to get the number. You're going to call them back, or you're going to kind of continue to have that conversation with them, right? Because you can feel that there's something to this one. Spirit's kind of showing you that, hey, this is a seed that needs to be sort of cultivated because it's going to grow into something. Maybe it's going to grow into romance. Maybe it's going to grow into a financial opportunity. I feel like the financial abundance is the thing for you. I think that's going to be a main focus, that there is some sort of opportunity, whether it's a new job or a business opportunity or something good through this partnership with someone that you meet. It's going to benefit you financially, okay? But you still have to use your higher discernment and your wisdom, your ability to observe and judge and gauge the significance of something, okay? Be smart about it, yeah. All right, we are going to go over to the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment, let me know where in the world you're watching from. Also, it's very important that we support all of our favorite YouTube tarot readers. Okay, not just my channel, I know I'm your favorite, but all of the other tarot readers that you love and value on YouTube, it's important that we support them because things are tough out here. Okay. All right, let's take a look. 10 of Wands here. I think this adds really this situation that we're sort of creating, and this way of life that we're sort of creating. I feel like it really does, as we said with the 10 of Cups, it creates a fullness in life. It creates more of a satisfying kind of feeling. It just creates more love and more joy in your life generally, right? I also think that it kind of wakes you up and it brings to this awareness to you that the more you give out to the world, your energy, the more you just sort of radiate your energy, the more other people do too. It's kind of like you're putting in the effort, and you're going to see that other people are putting in effort too. And I don't know if one came before the other or if they're doing it in response to you. It's kind of like once you buy a car, you start seeing that car everywhere. Once you start living in this new way, this very conscious, very open way, very aware way, I think a very enlightened kind of way, you start to really notice that a lot of other people are too. And those are your people. The more you give, the more you get. But also I feel that you're able to sort of recognize spirit, and you recognize energy and recognize enlightenment when you see it. Okay? Because you're looking at life through that lens now. And I think also that you're beginning to be aware that there's so much potential in life that it's just like, oh wow, it's like the whole world suddenly, it's like you were living in the dome. You're living in a bubble, and suddenly the I don't know, the moon roof opens, and you can see all the stars in the night sky, and you think, wow, that's a lot, you know? And so it's kind of like seeing the potential in everything. And you can see, wow, there's so many seeds, and all of those seeds can grow into just the most beautiful fruit tree, right? Not all of them will, but it's kind of like recognizing all of these possibilities. And in some ways that's overwhelming, because it's like, wow, I can do all sorts of things. I can have a business relationship or a romantic relationship or a friendship with billions of people. There are billions of doorways, billions of seeds everywhere. And it's kind of a lot because, well, I don't know which one to choose. There's so many paths I could take now. It's sort of an overwhelming choice problem, you know. But you've got that higher discernment with your Libra energy. And I think that's helping you to choose the ones that really speak to your soul. Okay? So the 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, very good. The 2 of Cups in the position of the environment, I think that this is, as we already discussed, your ability to make these sort of one-on-one connections, which feel very intimate. And I know we could be talking about strangers, maybe it's just somebody at the library, you're holding the door for someone or whatever, but those are split-second intimate connections where it's just like one point of consciousness is recognizing another. And it's just you and that other soul, you know. And maybe that turns into something more, a conversation, a friendship, a romance, a business partnership, whatever. But maybe not. Maybe that's just it. But it's like that person, in that split second, that person saw you and you saw them. In a real way, you know. I also think that this might be a situation that is, or a way of life, a way of perceiving the world, that is going to bring about more intimate relationships with you in a more full way, as in good quality friends, close friends, best friends, as in romantic partner, one or many, right? But having much more quality connections in your life, bringing you closer to people, meeting people that you're going to be friends with for the rest of your life. You know, we say that there are these fleeting moments. It's just a smile or a wave or a nod or something, or a tip in the hat. And it's gone. You'll never see that person again. But then I think the opposite is true, that things will blossom into these relationships that will stick around forever, that you're creating unbreakable bonds with people through this. And these, again, it's going to take time to cultivate these kinds of best friend relationships or lifelong sort of romantic relationships or whatever. It's going to take time to cultivate those. We've got the 8 of Pentacles here. We know that. But this is a connection that you wouldn't have if this never happened, right? Then you wouldn't have taken that you wouldn't have taken the risk. You wouldn't have put yourself out there and smiled or said hi or what, you know. There's a good chance that it would have just, it would have never materialized. Okay. This is really, really beautiful, beautiful energy. The next card is sort of a challenging card, and that is the Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands is a card of action. It's a card of sustained action. You know, it's kind of the ability that you're trying to summon that ability, right? Because this is sort of the obstacle, is to keep things going once they begin. So it's kind of like you plant a bunch of seeds, and it's kind of like there's some of them you got to go back and water every day, and that's what the Prince of Wands does. It tries to stay consistent in this fiery, creative energy. It's like this doorway has opened for you. You've got to now go through the doorway and travel that path. Okay? It's not like you just throw a bunch of seeds on the dirt and then you never go back to that spot. Okay? Some of them you're going to see they're sprouting. You say, okay, I either need to transplant these to the garden or into a pot, or I need to get rid of some of the weeds and I need to water this one. It takes consistent effort. We have to somehow keep our interest focused on these seeds that are growing, right? And so this is just an indication of kind of the the space in between. We have to have the consistent, sustained interest in this plant that we're trying to grow, because some plants take a long time to grow. We know that through the enlightenment that we're approaching life in this new sort of watery way. And that watery way is opening up a lot of opportunities for us that we should take advantage of. But saying yes is only part of it, right? And we see that with the Knight of Wands here. This is you saying yes to these opportunities. Yeah, and you're going and saying, I'm going to do it. Trusting in yourself, not hesitating. But then it's kind of like, you got to follow that up, you know? It's one thing to just do that and then nothing, you know, and maybe we work our way up to kind of what comes next, right? Because this might be, oh, I smiled at that person. Oh, that's, you know, a major accomplishment for some of us, you know? And I'm kind of like that. I've got really, you know, I got social anxiety. I'll just say it. So doing that first step is great. And then we have to be able to sustain the effort. And some of those seeds, you know, we need our Prince of Wands in order to keep us engaged with that person. And it's going to take a lot out of you. You know, in any kind of social situation, it takes a lot of effort. You know, I think we're learning how to make it more effortless, how to make it more fluid, let's say, and a little bit less taxing on our vital energy. But it's going to take time to really get into that mode a little bit more. So anyway, this is the idea that we say yes to the opportunity. We've got to follow up. We actually have to go and do the thing. You know, it's like someone offers you a job, say, yes, I love it. I want it. Yes, I'll take the job. And then we just don't show up. We got to follow it up. You got to have the follow through, right? Very, very important. But I love this. I love this spread overall. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I think we should look at the mystery card and see what Tortuga has for us. I'm thinking Empress would be perfect, because that's kind of like, that's the love, that's the physical, financial success, that's everything. Right? The Empress would be everything. But since we have a 10 of Wands, a 10 of Cups, I'm thinking 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. If you have a prediction, though, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we have. It's a 6 of Swords. See the Swords cards. Here's that reminder. I said earlier that we might get the swords again. That we might, this isn't an issue that we vanquish once and for all. It's part of our makeup. It's always going to be there, right? And sometimes it's going to come back up, right? And this card is really about that, because look at what's going on here. People are on the boat, sailing on the water, living this life of water. You're bringing your problems with you. You're bringing your swords with you. You're bringing your doubts, your issues, your concerns, your confidence or self-esteem or your shyness sort of things with you. All of that karma, all those knots, all those buttons that we were working on, they're still there. It's not like I've conquered that, never going to be a problem again. No, everywhere we go, they're with us. And if we can remember that, then we'll always be ready. We'll always kind of, we'll always know how to push forward. If we forget about these swords, then they're going to come and they're going to bite us right in the butt when we least expect them. So this idea of undoing our karma or untying the knots of karma or removing blockages, yeah, it's important work. It's phase 1 of the star card, right? But they're always going to be there. And we have to remember that. We bring those things with us everywhere we go. All of our issues, right? They're always going to be there. Okay. But this is a very nice confirmation because you're sailing on that water. You're living that life of water. but knowing that, the work is never really done. Those swords will always be there. Okay. And if we keep that in mind, no pun intended, then we won't be caught off guard. And those swords, that mental energy, those doubts or the thoughts and the shyness, the awkwardness, the anxiety, those issues won't prevent us from taking advantage of all these opportunities that Spirit is putting in our path. Okay. So anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Gemini Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Leave a comment and let me know how you're doing. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.